Before we get into any details, what I want to cover in this video is what is marketing in the first place? We all tend to come into courses like this with preconceptions of what marketing is. And I think it's really important that before we get into anything of interest, anything of depth, that we really dispel some of those preconceptions. So what I'd like you to do right now is pause the video in just a second and think about what your own definitions of marketing are. And not only think about it, but actually go into the discussion thread that I have set up in Canvas and put an answer in. Like, tell me your definition of marketing, and don't peek at the slides and don't go through the video yet, because I want to see what your opinions are before I describe what I think marketing is. So go ahead, pause the video for a second, and give it a try. So there's probably a variety of answers that you put forth and your fellow students put forth, but I suspect that a lot of it was about advertising. Now, advertising is an important component of marketing, to be sure, and we will talk about it later in this course, but it's only one small piece of marketing. When I think of marketing, I think of this framework. This framework is how I approach marketing because it takes us from the beginnings of a decision to the end product, what we'll actually do. And it encompasses all the stages of a good, well thought out, qualitative and quantitatively based decision in the marketing context. It starts with a situational analysis, then moves on to strategic goals and objectives, and then only after that begins with a decision of what we'll actually do, what type of marketing behaviors we'll actually engage in. And so the way I'm going to structure this course, or at least this part of the course, is into 3 buckets. This week, we're going to cover that first bucket, which is the situational assessment. We're going to try and understand what the environment around us is before we can even engage in marketing decision making. Then next week, we're going to pivot to setting objectives and strategic visions, and then we'll close with probably the biggest topic, which is recommendations and implementation. Now, underlying all of this is some version of marketing research, and unfortunately, we just don't have time to dig into that, but if you're interested, I do teach the marketing research course in the MBA program, both in the full-time program and the online hybrid program. And if that's something you want to learn about, I absolutely encourage you to actually go and take that course. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually talk about what a good marketing strategy looks like, what are the steps that are involved in assessing the situation that we're in so that we can move forward with strategic planning and implementation. And that's where we'll pick it up in the next video.